bright in the background, huh? Oh, wow.
Keith, we'll start with you when you're ready.
Good to see you. It's 7-goal thriller last time around. Good for the fans, I guess. Good for you in the end up with the win. Can we expect a similarly terrific match this weekend?
You never know. So my experience is quite often when you speak and expect about a goal thriller. Quite often it's a stalemate and a boring 0-0, and the other way around. So you never know. So one thing is for sure: two of the best sides in league will meet each other, and it's always a bit the spotlight game of the game day. And yeah, in a full packed Elland Road, we're all looking forward to have this game, and it's a great game.
What importance do you put on this for a Leeds perspective, given the fact that Ipswich are 10 points above you in the table? Do you think it'll be difficult to achieve automatic promotion without a victory?
That's not our topic at this moment. So if this would be a game on the 43rd game day, you would perhaps speak about a decisive game or the final. But after this game, there's even the complete second half of the season to go. So it's just another chance to win 1 or 3 points. It has also nothing to do with playing the importance of the game down. It's an important game because each and every game you have the chance to win 1 or 3 points, but not more. Because if we win this game, it's not that like the gap is close and we are there with promotion. If there's a draw, it's not like something has changed. And if we lose the game, it's not like, okay, the season's over, we have to cancel everything, we stop the season. So because there's nothing to play for, we would still sit comfortably in the top 6 and have a great chance to be there with promotion by using the playoffs, and still have the chance in 23 games perhaps to chase the top 2 spot. So at this moment of the season, it's not a decisive game. It's just an important game because it's another chance to win 3 points, and especially in the home games, we were quite successful so far, and we want to keep going with this one, and for that we are highly motivated.
Over the course of the season so far, you've not lost too many games. You've been fairly consistent. Are you surprised that there's a 10-point gap, that the top 2 are so far ahead at this stage, given the points total you've got and how well you've played?
Well, in general, it's something pretty special and unique, because normally our point tally would need in many seasons would be enough to sit comfortably in the top 2. This season not, but I'm also not bothered about it, because normally in the end of the season everything is more or less equal. So you know more or less how many points you need to be there for the top 2 or to achieve for the top 6, and still it will be the case also in this season. It's just a testament of how well Ipswich has done, also Leicester has done. So they fully deserve to be in this position that they are at the moment with so many points, because I think they are playing a terrific season. But I think over the course of the whole season, yes, if in the end then there are 2 teams with more than 120 points, then you have to say congratulations. But my experience is also that this will never happen. But you never know. So it's never a guarantee. So perhaps they will win from now on each and every game, and they will both finish with more than 120 points. Then you just can say congratulations. But normally the experience is this won't happen over the whole season. It's more like about consistency. So this league, especially this league, is a marathon, and for that, for each and every team, the chance to be there in the top positions come next May.
Of course, you'll know Ipswich well from your time in charge at Norwich. Does that give a little bit of added spice for you on a personal level? And second to that, are you surprised with how well that they've done, given the fact that they were promoted from League One last season?
No, 2 times the answer is no, because it's a completely different side to what I have faced with Norwich. Thank God I've got a really good track record. Never lost a game against Ipswich with Norwich, and they were spicy games for Norwich, because it was always a local derby. We were quite successful, and thank God we were also capable to win the first game away at Ipswich. But it's never a guarantee that you keep going with this on these successful times, but we want to keep going. So for that, it has no relevance for this game. And the second thing is also no, because I knew that they have played a fantastic last season, and I think they have top class players in their side, a coach who's doing a really fantastic job, and they have also a pretty special and unique style of playing. And even quite often when you are newly promoted to a new league and to play with this special and unique style and a bit unnormal processes that they play, it's for each and every opponent, especially in the new league, then always a bit difficult to adapt to it. And especially in the beginning, you can surprise a lot and cause many problems. And then when everyone is also used a bit to play against this bit special approach, everything comes also down. But you have to say, so lots of credit to Kieran and the staff and also the players. They've done a fantastic job so far, and they fully deserve to be in such a good position. No, I'm not surprised.
And apologies if you've answered this question in previous press conferences, but just I think it's 10 days until the January transfer window opens. What does your team require this January?
So first of all, many points. That's the most important topic. And my focus is just on the next 4 games. And I had to talk so much about possible transfer, incomings, outgoings. Also in the summer, I've also made my point in the last press conference to this. We have a festive period, and right now it's just to be concentrated on this games. And let's talk about all the stuff. I can't avoid that we will talk about the stuff in January anyway, and we'll do this. But I expect a pretty quiet January for us.
Okay.
And right now I'm just focused on the games, not in January.
And just finally from me, you spoke there about how busy the next couple of weeks are over Christmas, the amount of games you have to play. How does that change the way you prepare, recover, train? Do you have to go about things a little bit differently over this period?
Well, you have to be smart, and you have to be even more focused on good recovery and on good habits in terms of good nutrition, enough sleep. Also, with timing the training sessions is always a bit tricky when you have, for example, a difficult away game just in the evening on the 29th, and you're just back home, and the players are not in bed before early morning, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And 2 days later, you have to play the next game. You have to adapt the training times a bit, and you have to be smart also in your recovery. And I think it's also not a secret that I would predict that we won't start all 4 games in 10 days with the same starting lineup. Also, you have to mix it up then a little bit. That's also quite normal. That's what we will always also do. This is more or less an approach, but I'm also used to have this spirit on this level, and I know. Yeah, in this moment it's more like, yes, although it's a family time of the year, Christmas, not for the footballers, not for the football players, we have to be focused on the games, and this is what we are doing.
Hi, Daniel. Daniel, on the subject of using your squad, Ethan Ampadu told us this week, he said, look, I've played every minute, I'm raring to go, he's not feeling it, I want to play football. However, what does the science say, not just about him, but what's the science saying to you about your players? Are some of them at their limits now?
Well, I think it's important to listen to the science, listen to the data, and each and every day we analyze, for example, like data about recovery and how tired players are, or if there is an injury risk, and we take a lot of care and try to manage a load also in training. But in general, I also don't like this discussion too much, because if I'm really honest, Ethan is perhaps the only field player where we could talk a little bit about that he could be a bit tired. So apart from him, each and every of my field players, we can go through everyone. If it's Pascal Struijk, he has started many games, but also was not involved in several games. The same with Joe Roden, the same with Sam Byram, the same with Luke Ayling has started many games right now at the moment, not that many. The same with Liam Cooper. Also, till the players up front, Jorginho Rutter has started many games, but also was involved in a few games not. Same with Willy Gnonto in the beginning of the season, started many games. Chris Summerville, Daniel James, they all have started many games, but also in a few games they were missing. And even Archie Gray, although he started many games, we also rested him in a few games. So most of my players are there, perhaps at least the players who are a bit more in the spotlight between 16, 17, 18 games. And if you're not capable to do this from the beginning of August in 4.5 months, sorry, but then I'm not made for this world anymore. Then I would do something wrong. If I couldn't keep my players fit, that they play within 4.5 months, 16 or 17 games, we would have a problem. So I don't like this discussion, because if you always talk about the players are tired, or they should feel tired, or we need to freshen it up, at some point the players believe that they are tired. So believe me, they are all professional athletes, and they live and train, sleep and eat just for this job. And what we must not forget is they need this competition. They are used to have once or twice a week this competitions, and they need this. It's not like, this is, for example, the reason in the end of the season, when playoff position is more or less confirmed, some coaches also like to rest the players for 2 or 3 weeks in the last game days, not to risk an injury, in order to make them prepared for the playoffs. And I tell you what, it never pays off. It never pays off, because if you rest them for 2 or 3 weeks, they just lose the rhythm. And this is what you can't allow. So it's more like they need the competition once or twice a week, and for that, there is no problem at all in terms of they are not fresh for this game. If you have this turnaround right now, 7 days between a game, all my players are fresh. Really, there's no problem at all. So it will be different when we play 4 games within 10 days, and there are just 2 days between the games. And like I mentioned, I'm quite sure that we won't start each and every of the game days right now with the same starting lineup. But for this game, there is not one player tired and not ready to go. The only one where we could argue was Isna Padu, because he has more or less played nearly each and every minute, and he had also many international games. But all the other players are definitely ready to go. Yes, and even if Ethan Thess, he's ready to go and fresh and highly motivated, I would also reckon that he's also ready to go.
And Jan Paveda and Junior Firpo, are they both able to be included this weekend?
Yes, so Jan came back with a smile on his face, lots of confidence, because he had good performances on this level. It was also quite impressive during the training week. I like what he's shown so far. Let's see, we have 2 more days, but he has also good chances to be back in the squad. And the same for Junior Firpo, who has a proper training session, and especially on the left fullback position, we are a bit thin in options, and was also beneficial for him. Let's wait. We have 2 more days, and everyone can make his mark in training, and can try to impress on the training pitch. And then we have a few decisions to make, but both of them are available.
Just in general, Daniel, we talk about the season being a grind and it's relentless, but in season there's always big moments, isn't there? Do you feel that this, with it being Christmas, big crowd, it's Ellen Road, and it's Ipswich, do you feel that this could be a bigger moment than maybe we'd like to pretend?
Not in terms of points, but obviously when you are there in the spotlight games with a top class performance and the perfect outcome, it's always good for the mood and for the confidence, and these are sometimes also crucial moments for the belief during the whole season. And we've experienced this. We've experienced this when we were there with a big away win, for example, at Ipswich, or a massive away win away at Leicester, and it was always good, and it brought us into the next games with confidence. And it's always important. This is also why we are highly motivated to be successful and with a good performance and with a positive outcome also for this game. But it's also not the guarantee that you would sit on top of the table. Otherwise, we would sit on top of the table. So it's just about 3 points. So I wouldn't overinterpret this game. Yeah, obviously, we are highly motivated. But it's never a guarantee that if you win this game, then you also win the next game away at Preston, and also not the other way around. So, yes, like each and every game, big moment, big chance to win 3 points, and we want all 3 points. But there are no more points to win than just these 3 points, yes.
Sure.
Hi, Daniel. Can I just ask about the latest on Stuart Dallas, Jamie Shackleton and Sam Byram? Are any of them back in team training? Are they getting a little bit closer?
No, Stuart still individual training, not possible for him to join team training, and Sam Byram and Jamie Shackleton, are in time in their re-up. We predicted that they probably both will be just available after the New Year's kick off. But let's see. At the moment they are doing really well. Perhaps there is even a positive surprise. But they both are not at the moment in team training, and both also not available for this weekend game. But perhaps there is even a little chance that they can return back a bit sooner, because re-up progress is working quite well.
I know you say that this game will be another opportunity for 3 points. It's just like all the others. It's not the 43rd game week yet. But do you think that your players will feel the magnitude of what this game could be?
Well, I've answered this question more or less right now 4 times in different closes, but I try it again. So obviously also for the players. Yes, as a player, you want to be there in the spotlight games with your best performance, and we know that everyone is especially highly motivated to follow this game, and in these games you want to shine a lot. And what I like about my players, whenever it counts and there is spotlight and there is pressure, like for example away at Ipswich or away at Leicester, they were able to grind out a top class performance and also top class results, so we don't crack under pressure. This is what I like a lot about my team. For that, I think also that the players are looking forward to have this game. But again, so it's also for them just a game about 3 points, so no chance. We could ask the EFL if they allow us, if we win this, to get 9 points, but I'm quite sure that we won't be allowed. So for that, yeah, just about 3 points. But we can have a few more questions to this, and I predict I will always give the same answer.
Hello, Daniel. When you're speaking to the players either in here or out on the training pitch, do you find they respond better when you point out opposition weaknesses that they can exploit or strengths they need to guard against?
Both. And if I'm honest, it's for each and every game day more or less the same. You always speak about the challenges and the strength of the opponent and where we have to be good in order to make sure that they can't shine, but also we try to explore a few points where we can hurt them, and I think it's always good to find a good balance. So I'm definitely not the coach who likes to scare the team too much. Yes, perhaps if you got the feeling, okay, there could be complacency, then you have to point out a bit more, like on the threats of the opponent. But I don't think for this game we are in the moment to be there with complacency. So we are fully aware that we face a top class side. For that, we also concentrate a bit on the topics where we want to be good in order to bring our game through, to make out of this game our game.
How have you personally found this week? Because I would imagine after 2 matches where you've dropped points, it must be quite a temptation to feel you need to maybe overchange things or overreact to difficult point results, if you like. Or do you try to keep faith with what's been very, very good form over a longer period of time?
Sadly, I'm already a bit too old and too experienced for overreacting. Doesn't mean that the fire is not burning, and I've mentioned it before. So after a loss, for example, thank God it was not a loss in the last game, but want to die and want to kill, and this will never get away. So if we have a week when we didn't win this the last game, yeah, it's always not that enjoyable for myself, instead of being on a good run. But I'm far away from overreacting something and overinterpreting something. Yeah, when I judge our performances in the last couple of months or last 1.5 months since November, we had more or less win, draw, win. Then an unlucky loss at Sunderland, and then was one of these days against Coventry when it was just a draw. That's right, because yes, we defended really well in this game. We didn't allow them to have one corner. So they had 0 corners. They had 0 wide area free kicks. They had 0 central free kicks. They had exactly 1 cross in the whole game. Yes, and out of this 1 cross, why ever they have sent their centre back up in the scene and he was capable to score, it's also sometimes a bit difficult to explain. They were able to score out of their exactly 1 situation, and we have missed unbelievable amount of chances, especially in the last 20 minutes. But this doesn't lead to a situation that I criticize our approach, because I was happy how we defended. I was happy that we created so much. Yes, but just in the last, especially in the last 20 minutes, Georgie, Joe Roden, Daniel James, they all had a chance to be there with the winner, and then we would always celebrate. So that we didn't score this goal doesn't change anything. That we were there with a more than solid performance and also with a good approach. So for that, I never doubt in these moments our approach, and definitely not my players. It's more the other way around. It's always great when you have such a good run that I was labeled manager of the month. It means more like team of the month in November, because we were the best side. And then we started to December also with back-to-back wins. Yes, and then 1 lucky loss and 1 unlucky draw. In these moments, I feel more connected with my players and love them even more, like in the spells when we ease from win to win. And this is also a bit like, I know I'm not allowed to speak so too pathetic about my time here at Leeds United, because I'm just here since half a year. But it really feels already that my feelings for this club, I start to love this club already, and I start to love our supporters and what we are. And also when we have a spell like right now, we are a bit unlucky. My connection with this club and with our supporters and what we are doing feels even stronger, because our name says already what we are all about. We are Leeds United. We are Leeds. And this means we never go the easy way. So Leeds means always we're not perfect. We're not without mistakes. But we play and we are there always with a big heart, with honesty, with workload. And we are pretty special and unique. And United, the second part of our name, means, yeah, everyone likes also to moan sometimes, it's not happy. This just shows that we care. But when it comes down to when it's important, when we have to stick together, then we have also this mentality, we are united against all odds, against all resilience. Then it's a bit like the feeling, yeah, it's us against the world. Also in the last weeks, a bit us against the referees, if I'm honest. So it feels a bit like in this moment, I love this club and I love my players even more. I know we were not perfect, yeah, because yes, last game, yes, of course, Ethan could have kept the ball a bit better. Jet could have had more pressure on the ball when the cross comes in. Archie could have defended a bit higher. Pascal should have a bit more orientated in the center. Perhaps Evelyn could have attacked the cross. Yeah, we are there with small mistakes. But that's what we are. We are Leeds. We are not without mistakes. We are not perfect. But we play with a great heart. And obviously, Georgie could have scored, Daniel could have scored or should have scored, Joe should have scored, yes, but we are not perfect. But we tried everything and we worked our socks off. And then in this moment, I'm even more connected with my players. And I tell you what, although we just had 1 point in the last 2 games, I never felt more in love with this group of players. And this is also what we are all about. So we never go the easy way. We are Leeds United. We always go the hard way. But when it comes down to, okay, we have to stick together, then this club is not like no other United, and we work our hearts out. And this is what I love about this, and I'm 100% sure we'll do the same on the weekend. And whatever happens on the weekend, also keep going. Because my feeling is also, when I watch back on this season, we didn't won 1 point lucky so far during the season. Not 1 point we'll say, whoa, we were really lucky to win this 1 point. We had tight games. We had late equalizers, great. But even after an equalizer 96 minutes, the feeling was, normally the result is a joke, normally we should have won this game. Or we had tight games away at Ipswich, away at Leicester. But after the game was always, no, the win is deserved. But we had also so many games where you think, we were really, really unlucky, like against Coventry, that we didn't win more points. And my experience is, over the course of the whole season, normally everything is equal. I'm not sure if I'm really honest, if we can really win that many points lucky additionally than we lost or dropped unlucky, if I'm really honest. But what we're doing, I'm a big believer in you get what you invest, and on the long term you always get what you invest. And I tell you what these lads are doing in terms of spirit, in terms of workload on the training pitch, being united, not to think about the individual thing. Everyone thinks about the group, celebrates together, works together, suffers also together. That's also what we're all about. It has a reason, and I'm 100% sure if we keep going also with this mentality and we stay united like this, like Leeds United is always about, go with this hard work, with this honesty, with this big heart. We have a great chance also to celebrate some big things come next May, and I feel during this moments even more in love with my players than ever before. Yes.
Given that you are so happy, then can you see room for improvement in this team, and does this team have another level for the second half of the season?
Yes, definitely. We are a really young side. When you have a look on the average age of our starting lineup, you will struggle to find younger teams on the championship level, and the championship is quite often about experience. Yes, so our efficiency has to improve. When we think about expected goals, what we should have scored, I think the expected goals table and expected goals against us, if we would just go for this, we would be in the top 2. So I know we can be better in using our chances in the opponent's box. We can be even better, although we don't allow them to have chances. Like Coventry, there is one cross we have to deal with. Yes, and we allow them to score out of this. Yes, we couldn't be better in this moments, although we are not doing many things wrong. So our effectiveness in both boxes can definitely improve. Our game management, when we're 1-0 in lead, to be more tidy in terms of keeping the ball. That there's not a counter attack and we allow their centre back to score. Yes, we can improve. We can improve our penalty rate. I think we are just there with 50%. If we would have scored the first goal away at Stoke, we would be even there with 3 points more, 100%. So there are many things we can improve. Also, although we are good in the possession statistic and passing accuracy, I always want more. I always want also to improve, although we are really good in counter-attacks, but to be even more a threat. I think we can improve even more runnings in behind. So have to stop, otherwise everyone else thinks we are an unbelievable crap team and have no strength anyhow. So there is lots of space for improvement, and we work on this on a daily basis. But it doesn't take anything away that when I have a look on the bigger picture, I'm absolutely happy where we are at the moment on our way where we want to be in a few months, in a few years, and we just have to keep going.
How have you felt about Jed Spence at left back, and how much work are you having to do with him specifically on that position, given that he is a full back, but that wouldn't be his preferred position?
Yes, I think he was solid so far because, let's be honest, he was injured for such a long time. He also had such a difficult time after pre-season at Tottenham. First start in the starting lineup was his first game since ages. At least it feels like since ages. And like we spoke about the rhythm even before, it's not like you can't be the best player on the pitch. And I think he was concentrated on solid defending, on being reliable, didn't join the attack too much. I think the second game was already better. I think he was there with 2 solid performances. But right now he comes also more and more into his rhythm. He has more and more training weeks, and also my demands are higher. Right now it's also like, okay, he needs to step up and can step up in terms of his performances, in terms of cover distance, also more joining the attack, producing also more in the offense. I know it was never easy for him because he played on the left side and was just used to play on the right side, but also the relationship with Kui has improved and needs to find them. And I think he's right now in a much better position than he was 3 weeks before. Yes, and for that my demands are also growing, and I want him to also to step up. So solid so far, but definitely also with space for improvement. Yes.
Stuart's going to do his 2 questions and run back.